Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be starting our last SpongeBob assignment where we take our SpongeBob that we did and we, put it on a title block page similar to the PDF we're looking at right now from the assignment page, and we're also going to then pull a few dimensions just to make sure that we have everything looking right. Here we go. So this will be, I think, in the week 4 folder. This is the first, I guess I'm making this assignment right now. At the same time, just checking things over. We want to have, when we're setting up here, we want to have a front view, and then from the front view, we're going to get a top view and a right-hand side view, and then also an isometric view later on. Now, this is how we do it. So let's go into the Fusion. All right, I'm just going to get rid of my little sidebar there and push this away too. Now, I have mine all colored up. Remember, you could do whatever kind you wanted to, but you want to have all your surfaces changed. At the same time, the next thing we have to do is we have to come over here to design and take this from design and put it in the drawing, and we're saying from design. So design, from to drawing, from design. And then select it, and we'll take us into a whole, not yet. It takes us into a little piece over here. We got to change some things in this little pop-up. So we're coming through here. We want to be in manual, full assembly. That all looks good from scratch. Yep. ISO is going to be our standard, sure. With that being said, we want to change that ISO to ASME so I get a right paper size. That's going to be our paper size. We're going to keep our units in millimeters. Our sheet size, though, we're going to change to A, which makes us a normal piece of paper. Now, we're going to leave it in landscape or change it to landscape if it's over here in portrait. So we will be landscape at the end. Hit OK. Now, what's going to do is it's going to load this new screen, and every once in a while this does take a little bit of time, so please be patient with the process. It'll eventually snap another piece right next to it here where it'll look like a sheet with some stuff in it that is already kind of preloaded, and we'll be adding a piece on there. Now, I'm going to pause it just so the video doesn't get too long, and I'll come back on when it's done loading that piece. All right. We're back and it's loaded. So now the next thing is, I'm going to be honest, that took me about 6 minutes for that to load. And I think it's partly because I'm recording a video, but it's really going to lay our computers out. So be patient in that process. Don't go back and forth. Don't open other things. Just leave it roll. Go to your Chromebook, pacify yourself for that moment, and then come back when you see it loaded. So the next thing we got to do is we got to put all these things where they want to be. We are going to come over here. We want to make sure we're in the front orientation that way, meaning we can see the front of SpongeBob. If you had that in a different view, you could change or cycle through these orientations to get different ones there. At the same time, we're going to leave it 1 to 8 because it kind of fits there nicely. We could change that scale to make it bigger or smaller, but we're going to leave it at a 1 to 8. Maybe it's about 12%, 12.5% of what it's supposed to be. Because it'd be a lot bigger. At the same time, the one thing we are going to change is we're going to go in here. So if we just left visible edges, it works great for a blueprint if you're just doing like parts, but it doesn't have any color. We're going to go slide over here to where it says shaded. That's what we want, shaded. Select that. Now, the next thing is, when we come over, we want to drop him kind of right above the title block page here. So right in the middle right there, just a little bit above that. We're going to drop him right there. After we drop him, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here to where it says projected view. And what this is going to do is allow us to get our other views from this view. So we're going to hit that button. We're going to come over to here and we're going to select. And when we get to that, we're going to get our top view, we can get our side view, we can get our ISO view, but we're going to top first. Let's bring it up a little bit, drop it, check mark it. Go to projected view again, do the same thing where I select, move to the right hand side. We're going to move him over here a little bit, and then we're going to drop him there, check mark it. And then lastly, we're going to go over here one more time, and we're going to select, and we're going to move this up to the upper right hand corner. All right, and then check mark it. Now, there's one more thing that I want to do before I start dimensioning, and that is I ought to get my document set up. So I know there's a few things that I found out just by playing around that weren't coming in right. First thing is, we can change this project to something that's not the name here. If it says CO2 car, we can just call this Fusion 3660. So if you double click into that, it'll click into that piece where I can select, and I can change this. In Fusion, now they shorten up. We only need the 360. Fusion, we're calling that. At the same time, sliding back out, it should say SpongeBob underneath for our title. And everything else kind of preloads for us. I'm trying to sort that part so it shows our date and our name on there and the scale that we're in. At the same time, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to the left-hand side here, and we're going to go to Document Settings. We're going to hit the piece right here, the little arrow on the side to expand that. The first one we're going to change is the size of our actual text here. So we're going to change this from medium over here to small. That'll make it just be a little bit more appropriate the way it looks on the page as we start using it. I'm going to hit OK. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to slide down to where it says dimension millimeters. Select that. We want our dimensions in millimeters, but there's a little thing down here where it'll add a label. So we want to label our units. So we want to have that millimeters selected and then hit OK. And now, as we start pulling dimensions in our next video, we should have everything ready to go. So next video, we're going to be hitting the dimensions and adding the important dimensions to our piece right here. You can hit save up in the piece that saved that. Hope everything worked out and everything works in the video. Good luck, and once again, be patient. I'll see you in the next video to finish this up.